evening to one and all who have joined us virtually. We welcome you all to a fun and enriching talk session with our alumni. First, we have Akash Vare, the Chief Coordinator of Visioner for the year 2015, who is currently the Senior Robotics Manager at Performance DroneWorks. We also have with us Revant, who is the Vice President Students Gymkhana for the year 2015-16. He is currently working as a mechanical design engineer at Tesla. Rahul Balaji, the Chief Coordinator for Visioner 2019, has also joined us today. He is currently working as a software development engineer at OYO. It's indeed a great pleasure to have you all here as a part of Visioner 2020-22. To begin with, can we have a few words from you?
Okay. So thanks for the introduction. I don't know your name, but it's just Gio there.
I'm Chaitali.
Chaitali. Okay, nice to know you. I worked as the Chief Coordinator for Visionaire 2015, and I'm currently working as you said, not the Senior Robotics Manager, but Senior Robotics Engineer at Performance DroneWorks. And my name is Akarsh. Not Akash. Thanks for having me.
Hey guys, this is Revant. I graduated in 2016. I was in the sponsorship team, the core team for 2015-16. 2015 Visionaire, and 2016 I was part of VP Gymkhana, Students Gymkhana. And after that, I worked for 1 year at Tata Motors, and I went for my master's in aerospace and mechanical engineering from UT Austin. And after that, I worked with a few companies, and right now I'm with Tesla. I'm a mechanical design engineer in the cell engineering group. Super excited to talk to you guys.
Hi everyone. So my name is Rahul Balaji. So as Chaitali mentioned, I was the chief coordinator of business in 2019 and currently working as a software developer in for Avalston Homes. So that's my introduction. And thanks for having me. And nice to meet Akash and Revantana. And I think it's our first time as well. So I'm hoping to listen to you as well, so that I can learn something.
So hello everyone, this is Madhu Chauhan. So I'd like to start with Akash. You were the chief coordinator of Visionaire to year 2015. So we have some questions for all of you. We would like you all to share some insights with us. So as you were, Akash, you were the chief coordinator of Visionaire 2015. You were among the very first who conducted the Visionaire Fest in our campus. So I would like to know, how was your experience and what does Visionaire exactly mean to you?
So it was great working for Visionaire actually. So as you guys know, so we started as an associate, I think, and then I don't remember the team names actually. So I just remember the core heads, the core team. So it's been 3 years. I mean, it was 3 years me working for Visionaire, and for me, Visionaire is. So whenever we go through some hardships or something like that, so we just think of Visionaire as a tool. Okay, so we have handled Visionaire, so we can handle this easier when compared to the Visionaire. So that's how I treat Visionaire as. So I just use it as a tool to boost my confidence whenever I feel low or whenever I encounter some strong case or strong situation.
Okay. That's great. Was the fest you organized here in this campus or was it in the city?
It was in the city.
It was in the city. Yeah. So how different was it from the one in the campus and there?
Okay, so I don't have any experience, or we guys don't have any experience organizing the fest inside the campus. So mostly it was in the city. Again, regarding the experience, like it was almost a similar experience, but the scale was much bigger than 2014. I would say we had to book larger accommodations, we had to book larger grounds because the events were larger and the shows were larger. So I think it's just the scale. The scale got bigger when compared to 2014.
Okay. Okay. So the next fest was probably in campus. This was the last fest in the city.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so moving on to you, Revant. How was your experience as Vice President Students Gymkhana 2015 to 16?
Oh yeah, for sure. It was really good because that's the first year when we moved to campus, the new campus. So everything was super new. Like we don't have most of the resources. So and also new director. That is when RV Raja Kumar just started. So like the previous director versus the new director, it was like a drastic change for us. So handling like getting approvals, getting permissions, even if you want to like start something new or do something new, it was a little bit difficult, but somehow we like find a way through it and got the like necessary like approvals and all this. And I think that is the year when Alumni Association was formed. Like I was part of that group where we did all the paperwork, legal procedures, and all the things. And that is when the first Alumni Association was formed. And we like conducted the elections for the Alumni Association. I think Alekia a few years senior to me. She was the president of alumni cell. Um, and yeah, I think rest everything was pretty good. Just from the sports side, there was a lot of issue because we didn't have like too many grounds. So we used to like travel to the city for most of the sports, like for most of the basketball, cricket, like whatnot. So it was a very like big hassle for the first 1 year, I would say. But I think we like enjoyed that and also we get to experience that campus life at least for 1 year. And I think our batch is the only batch which experienced all the different like hostels that IIT Bhubaneswar has ever like stayed. So we stayed in Kesura, that was in our first year. Second year, we stayed in Kosla, that was in the city near Janta Maidan. And after that, we in our final year, we stayed in campus. I forgot Mahanadi, right? Yeah. Yep. So it was really nice. And also we had our own hassles and everything. But I think that's what made us like as Akar said, whenever we see like whenever we get any like face any new challenge, we would be like, okay, we handled that situation. This is like super easy. We can just do it. So that's the type of attitude that the college life has given us. And also, uh, did anyone say anything? Yeah, yeah, pretty much that's it. And I think one other thing was all of our final year students when we went to the moved to the campus, we started this what is that, food fest? Yeah, I think that was the first
Yeah.
year we started it, and then like it just continued, I guess.
Yeah.
Are you guys doing it even now?
Yeah, we have been continuing it, but since last 2 years because of COVID situation and all,
Yeah,
it
for
wasn't.
sure.
I think this year it's again going to happen.
Perfect.
You must be feeling nostalgic starting the alumni cell and then being called in alumni cell as an alumni.
Yeah, yeah.
You
That's
also
awesome.
started the Risk Society, Robotics
No,
Society.
no, 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 no. Risco is some other like 3 years senior like to us. His name is
Okay.
Shikhar and few other like people on that group. I think they started it. But yeah, from we didn't like start any new societies, I guess, our batch. I think the only society that was started after our batch was uh, quiz club, I guess. But other than that, rest everything else was there like even from our previous batches, but we just like try to scale it up. Like even Visionaire, Alma Fiesta, like all the fest, like everything got scaled up year on year. So I think our batch and our junior batch were like pivotal for making those like huge impacts for the both the fest and the clubs. Yep.
Yeah,
Pass it on
exactly.
to
That's
Rahul. Yeah.
Yeah, so Rahul, yeah, coming back to you, now you were one of the recent chief coordinators, so things were surely different at times of Akash and Ravens, and you were a part of it, you have experienced it. So, like, what do you think has changed over the times in terms of organization and participation?
So, even coming to the fest which happened in the city campus, so I never experienced it. I was the guy who joined in 2017 Visnay. So my first Visnay was in campus, and I had most of the experiences from my seniors. So, and I was, and as you can see, since our campus is it's a very far apart from the city of Bhubaneswar, and we don't have any transportation facilities much. So on that year, all our core heads, they were all very pretty low, I could say. They were expecting maybe few footfall and all those things, but hopefully they were happy at the end, and we were also happy that participants were more than what we had in the previous year, and it also scaled up, and it had moved on like that, and we started to what you say get habituated to the situation of where we have everything within the campus, and we kept moving on, and it is going to scale up, and I think it is going on in the same way even right now. And, all the best to you guys. I hope it goes well this year as well, and keep continuing what you do and
Yes,
have
for
all the
sure.
fun.
Yeah, for sure. Wisner has, like scaled up over the years, as you said, and so we've been having these fests in the hybrid and the online modes, like from the time COVID started, and it has definitely taken like a different turn in every one of our lives. So, like the offline fest and online fest differ in many aspects, from organizing it, from bringing in the participation, like everything is different in both the cases. So and now we are again back to offline mode after maybe a long time, I guess. So what is your take on this, like all if you can give in your points on this?
Okay, first of all, how did you guys conduct fest online?
We did have certain events like which could be done online. I mean, modern problems require modern solutions, so we did bring in some like small events which could be done in the online mode. Obviously we didn't have the star night or the events which can be done only in the offline mode, but yeah, we did have the online stuff.
Okay. Yeah. First of all, sorry to see you guys handle fest for 2 years in the online mode, but finally you get to conduct the fest in offline mode. Kudos for that, and all the best. All the best for this fest. That's all I would say.
Uh, from my side, I would be like most even at our work, we are doing lots of things online these days. So maybe like you guys, whatever you did for the past 2 years, it's actually a good experience as well. Because later in the future, like when you join workforce, when you have such type of situations where you like have to like handle meetings online, like present to other people online, like talk to an audience who like do not know what your like core subject is, and like trying to like explain all those things. So I think some of those skills like that that are like directly relevant to what like you guys have been doing for the past 2 years. So I wouldn't say like it's totally like waste or something, but that's like a different experience. But also I think not all of you like it's not for 4 years, right? So some of you will experience the fest in person too. So some of you would have already experienced fest in person in your first years, second years. Some will experience in the like next few years. So you get to see both the worlds. So I'm sure like you'll enjoy both of it. There'll be like difficulties in each one, like each different type.
Yeah, that's true.
So I completely agree with Revant on this one. So, world has evolved, and even you people started to evolve along with that. So, kudos for that. and keep doing the same thing. And whatever you do, just try to enjoy it.
Yeah, that's our aim too.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. So, like now to interview you all guys, we have stalked you fully on LinkedIn. So, we have made some questions. So, coming to you, Akash. After graduating from IIT Bhubaneswar, you did your master's from University of Pennsylvania in mechatronics and robotics. So, like, could you tell us what made you choose this career path, how you prepared for it, and how has it helped you curate your career?
Yeah, so I did my master's in University of Pennsylvania, shortly known as UPenn. So, so this is the story. So I first applied for masters in design and manufacturing. I think so. No, thermal. I think so. Yeah. And then I moved there to the university, and then shifted my focus to robotics. I was not passionate in doing anything in mechanical or such. So, but didn't want to leave my degree behind and just go into software or IT. So I want to use the things that I've learned in my undergrad and then extend it to my master's. So robotics is the path that I found very useful, wherein it has a lot of mechanical concepts and also electronics, including with the computer science. So I would say it's a mixture of like 60% computer science and like 30 to 35% like mechanical and 5% electronics. So this combination or this percentages of various fields in this domain so interested me and I joined robotics. After graduating, so in my master's, I did research on drones. So drones basically it's a domain of robotics too. Autonomous drones, like you guys have heard, autonomous cars, right? So Tesla, as Revant is working. So it's an autonomous car company. So in the similar manner, so I work on autonomous drones. Just adds a Z dimension to it. And after doing 1 year research in that domain, I just found. Luckily, I found my job like in the same domain, like in to work to research about the algorithms related to the autonomous drones. So yeah, that is how it's been. So this is the reason that I chose robotics, and uh, and to top that, like the cherry on the cake is like it pays off a lot higher than the core mechanical or electrical jobs. Yeah.
Okay. Like, can you give an insight of what kind of resume did you create before applying for an MS in robotics? Um,
Yeah.
like, how would you advise the students to, like, if they want to follow the same path, how would you advise
Hmm.
them to?
Okay, so that's a very good question actually. So, if you guys wanted to do masters in a specific domain, so let me talk about my domain, robotics. So I would say so the courses that you take in undergrad and the projects that you do in undergrad are mostly like fundamentals. So if you want to get into a good university, apart from getting a good GRE or TOEFL or IELTS score, so you need to have a good profile. So you need to build a good profile. So you need to do good projects. So I would say like reach out to professors in your domain, and then like take some independent projects apart from the course projects, apart from the coursework, all that. So there are many open source projects too, where you can just take those projects and work it on, and then you can add it to your profile. So I would say build your profile in that domain. So narrow your domain where you want to do masters. So that will help you land in a very good college. And also, if you're lucky, then you'll be getting a good scholarship too. So try to narrow your profile, and then like try to go in that direction and build your profile as much as you can before applying.
Okay, yeah, that was good to know. So now, like 2 years fast forward, now you are a senior robotics engineer at Performance Drone Works. So, like, how has the journey been after passing out from the university, getting into? You have been in one more company before this, I recall. And
Uh,
like, how has the
mhm.
journey been? What challenges did you face in the work front? And pandemic also came between. So, like, what all challenges did you face? How was
Okay,
it like
so
passing out from university?
uh, I would say it was difficult for me when I was doing my master's because I hated coding in my undergrad. So, and the robotics demanded like more than 60% of coding. So I had to learn right from hash include in my master's. So that was a very painful job, and I had to like keep up with all the with the class and with the people and projects too. So that was one of the challenges that I faced in my master's. But the research was fantastic, I would say. The labs, the lab facilities, and the research groups and the projects that I worked on, like outstanding. And those projects and the research that I've done, so that landed me in a job pretty easily, actually. And I work in the same company. So I worked in New York City for a company called Drone Racing League. It's basically a racing company. So where you see NASCAR or F1 car races, right? So it's analogous to that. So basically drones race. So you race with drones. So it had an R&D wing where we had to take those drones or the racing drones and add some autonomous features to that. And later it became the scale grew much higher, so we actually spun off from the parent company and we started Performance Droneworks. So our company right now only focuses on autonomous features in the drones. Some part of it may be related to defense and all, but we are focusing on defense and commercial. um, yeah, I forgot your question actually, I'm sorry.
Yeah, this was the question, like getting out of the university and then getting a job, and then in middle pandemic also came. So how was your experience overall?
uh, okay, so yeah, one more thing that I want to say is that I'm working in a startup. So mostly you guys, if at all possible, you guys might land in a startup too. So my situation is that so there's no definitive process in the startup. So it's not an organized startup too, and we didn't have any supervision. So we were the first team that they have recruited. So we had to do our own independent research. We had to implement our algorithms, and then we had to deploy and we had to test in the drones. And the only help that we had was the design and manufacturing team where they built the drones and they gave us. So it was we who had to do everything right from the scratch. So in that process, I would say the learning curve was exponential. So uh, so we know do's and don'ts, what to do, what not to do in how to do proper research and all. So I would say when compared to the normal companies or when compared to some organized companies, our learning curve was exponential because we were like putting our hands in different areas here and there, here and there, not only in our domain, but in the electronics and in the design too. So it's one of the pros, I would say, working in a startup.
True.
Yeah.
That's
Try for a startup, I would say. Like, I would encourage you guys to work in a startup. You'll learn a lot.
okay.
Okay. So, like on a lighter note, we keep hearing people talk different things about IIT, the IIT culture, life in general in at IIT, and let's not forget about the tag that always comes with IITians. So, do you actually think that the IITian tag is like overhyped? And what do you think are some of the common misconceptions that people have about IITians? Like from your perspective, what you would like to say?
Okay. I think IIT and tag is a very good thing to have. Some great people have achieved great things and we are enjoying that credit. IIT actually helped me in my placement too, in getting a job in US. And if you talk about misconceptions, I don't know. I think everybody is expected to achieve a lot higher when somebody says that you're an IITian. Uh, so yeah, there will be some sort of pressure, I would say. Maybe in Indian companies, I did not see such sort of pressure in the companies in the US, but in India, definitely, because I worked in India for 1 year, so there was this pressure that you're an IITian and you are supposed to deliver more than what normal engineers or normal people from the normal universities do.
Mhm.
Okay.
So, this is some misconception. Yeah.
Okay. And Revant and Rahul, you would like to add on to something about the misconceptions that people have about IITians?
Yeah, for sure. So as Akash mentioned, like lots of these companies, they like have lots of like they give a lot of importance for IIT students, especially during placements, or sometimes even like getting master's admission or MBA admission. But some of the other misconceptions that other like other college people have about IITians is they think that we always study. But I personally like felt like we 90, 80 to 85% we just like get involved in like fairs, clubs and all this, and the amount of time we study is like very, very less. So that's like a major misconception that I've seen, not from the companies but mostly from the other like peers at work. Like they come from some other colleges and they be like, oh, you guys study a lot, like do you even guys like have fun during your IIT? I was like, we only had fun. We didn't do any much shit. Yeah.
And Rahul, you would like to add on?
Your mic is muted, Rahul.
Okay, so sorry about that. So I didn't see any difference from the company or manager side from the students of different colleges. But we can see those differences from our colleagues and all whenever they suppose we don't know we don't know something which they know, or suppose we can't deliver that something on time on like that, and we are not that social. That's the main conception that we look down on other people. That some people also think like that. So there are a few misconceptions that we are more bookworm kind of thing is there.
Okay, so back to you, Revant.
Yeah.
Uh, so you began your journey as failure analysis engineer and then went up to assistant manager at Tata Motors first. And then you went
Hmm.
ahead with your masters in aerospace engineering and engineering mechanics at University of Texas, Austin. So what was the driving force behind to choose an MS, and like how was your overall experience while pursuing the degree?
It was good. So like I didn't have much clarity on what I want to do in my final year. I was doing like pretty like okay, good in mechanical, but I always wanted to do MBA. So I tried like I think uh, for MBA during my final year, but then like most of my professors, they suggested that like if you just go for an MBA right away, then all the mechanical engineering 4 years that you studied is waste. So I didn't know that at that point that made sense to me. And it's not that I like hate mechanical. I really love mechanical engineering, like in the 4 years that I studied. So I was like, I'll write GRE after I graduate. So that's why I had to like work for 9 months. Otherwise, like I wouldn't have worked if I wrote GRE in my final year. So after that, I applied to few universities, got accepted in few. Um, I think I chose that UT Austin Aerospace because of some reasons. One is because I wanted to like the professor that I'm gonna go do research with, and second is don't consider that all masters will be expensive. Sometimes like you do get free like scholarships as well. So I like studied my entire like college without paying a single dollar, and they pay you in return to like monthly stipend. So this happens mostly for the core groups. Like there are a lot of universities who are like really interested in pursuing research or anything like that. They do get it. So I really like wanted to focus. I mean, like point this out. Maybe not in this session, but in the later sessions, I've seen that so many students in the core departments like mechanical, electrical, civil, metallurgy, they are all like moving to software side, thinking that that's the only way. But I personally think that if you really like what you're like studying in your core field, there's always opportunities. Like even in India these days, like so many startups are coming up. Like I think Aether Energy, like they're doing all mechanical, like autonomous stuff. So EV stuff. So there are so many companies. It's not that software is the only way to get a higher pay. There are other fields too. If you're doing good in what you are studying, or like if you're good at what you are, then wherever you are, I think you would get paid based on your skill set. Sometimes like
I,
you're, yeah, yeah. After during my masters, I finished. I did aerospace, and after that, I worked for a few companies as a mechanical design engineer and product design engineer. Right now, I'm at Tesla, working on the cell engineering cell engineering side of it. So it's been good. I like what I do, but I wouldn't say that I will do this forever. So obviously, like at some point we get bored. So there's always something new that I would like to like explore. So maybe like start a company, or maybe like try get into the business side. Yep.
I actually want to get to that point when you're working in Tesla. But before that, I want to request you to talk a bit more about that part when you said your masters was fully funded. How exactly was your profile for which your masters was fully funded?
There's always, this is not the only option. Some people like they directly apply for research based programs. For some universities, what they do is they look at your profile. Along with that, they also consider you for a research assistantship, research fellowship, and that is one side of it. Some other universities, what they do is once students come into the university, they start looking for like research assistantship, teaching assistantship. That is also another way where you can get a job within the university, and then you don't have to like pay for it. But this was what I got was more on the research side. I applied for I request, like I sent an email, not an email actually. I just applied to this university, and they automatically considered. They gave an admission, and then along with that, they considered me for speaking with few professors. And like I mentioned that I want to like work with these professors on my SOP. So out of those three professors I wrote, two of them like contacted, and I really like one of them, and he interviewed me. It was like a 1 hour interview, like going through all the skills that I gained in my undergrad and how I could like be able to help him with his research during masters. So it was a short interview, and after that they just gave like this opportunity. And sometimes like even if you don't get like before going there, you can go there and start applying, like talk to professors, show your interest, and still they can consider you. So maybe like not after first semester you can still get a fully funded opportunity. I would say the cost of masters, like doing a masters, especially like if you're coming from like IIT Bhubaneswar or any good college, at the end of 2 years you will not have too much burden. You will still have a little bit of amount, but like I'm talking in like general terms. So like this is for everyone. Even if you come here for masters, you don't have to pay like all the amount. There are some of the other ways where you can get like an RA, TA, and then your whole student like fees. I mean, your tuition fees and everything would be like almost like half. And if you get an internship, you can like pay back most of your like college, like masters money that you spent on your masters within probably like 1 year after getting a job. So it's not that complex. So some people think that okay, it's like too much burden, so I'll just stay back in India, like even if they're interested. So that shouldn't be the type of attitude. Maybe like just look for opportunities, like come in and try to get a job. Getting a job, especially if you're in a core field, it's a little bit difficult. Like as Akash mentioned, that mechanical, electrical, uh, civil, like there are less jobs. And I mean, no, there are a good number of jobs, but most of those jobs go for the US nationals or like they're locals. So the number of jobs that international students get is very less. but that doesn't mean that you won't get every single person that I've seen, like who came from our university, they ended up with some or the other job, and they are like happy now. So it's not the end of the world. So
Okay. Okay, that was quite knowledgeable. Uh, One more thing, that you did your intern in Jaguar Land Rover as research and development intern. So in
yeah,
your BTech itself. So that's
so
kind of
this
a very
was
big break. Yeah.
so this was like at Warwick Manufacturing Group. It was through college itself. Like there is this UK India Educative Research Initiative or something, where two students from IIT Bhubaneswar, two from Kharagpur, one or two from Guwahati, and one or two from Roorkee. So there is like a group formed within India. Like every year, 10 students go to this Warwick Manufacturing Group, and over there you have like different projects that you get. And the project that I got was directly with the Jaguar Land Rover Research Center, and they also have Tata Steel over there. There is also like different companies. So the specific project that I got was with JLR's R&D group over there. So this
Okay.
was I was like if you're in the top two, like if you have the top two GPA in your batch, you automatically get selected for that program. It used to be like that for my senior batch, uh, and for our batch, and for our junior batch as well. I think Amit might know like if that's true, but I'm not sure if it's still there. Do they like pick
I
any?
don't think it's there as of now. So
Yeah, they
Yeah.
automatically like pick two people, and then it's like you can just directly go. Yeah.
oh,
I don't think there, yeah, we don't think there's any tie-up right now within university. Okay. So,
so like like being a student and then taking steps into the professional world, it's definitely challenging and it requires a lot of effort. So like what in your opinion is the biggest like transitional issue that you face, like from a student to a job, again student job? So
I actually wanted to talk about this. So all the courses that I studied in undergrad, not all of like most of it is you don't really apply that in your uh, like work life. So when I came to the US, when I saw like undergrad students here, I personally felt like they're doing like in general opinion, people say that okay, Indians are smart, like compared to other people, Indians are hardworking and stuff. But when I came here, I saw like the undergrad students in these US universities. They are like, to be honest, not everyone is smart. Like they are okay, but the amount of hard work that they put to like learn things is so much more than what we used to do like in IIT. In IIT, it was just like go to college, like get involved in some clubs, fests, study like for a few days before the exam, and that's it, chill for the rest of the time. So here they what they do is they do assignments every single day, and everything counts towards their final grade. And not only that, but they try to explore like other fields like like EV racing cars, like right from first year. Like even the first year students, they start working on it. Like so that is when they start like from the mechanical point, they start to do how to do CAD, and from electrical point of view, they learn how to do like PCB design, and maybe software they do controls, and like depending on like which field they're what they're studying or what they're working on. But that is I felt like we don't put that much effort towards the actual like final education. And also I feel like not all of us have a good idea of what's going on in the world. We just like when I was there, I just know that okay, Tesla is this, they're doing this. But here, like in most of the universities, they do have like latest updates on this company is doing this like new technology. There's this carbon capture technology that is coming up. There's this like climate related like plastic reduction, food reduction startups are coming up. So maybe like we can think of some idea to like resolve those issues. That type of mindset wasn't there back when I was in college. It was just like okay, we just need to finish like studying the classes and we can show. But I feel if you have if the mindset like changes from this to like how like try to getting involved in like the current world, like what's going on, how we can like try to work on those stuff. Maybe you'll start gaining those skills right from college, and when you come to work, you don't have to like even worry about it, because most of the stuff, like the extra outside stuff that you do out of classes, would be directly relevant to what you do in companies. Like at Tesla, we do design of these cell battery manufacturing and all this, but I never did like proper CAD in any of my courses or proper like FEA or anything as such. But if you work on some outside project, like in your undergrad, like actively, then you would automatically learn those. And when you come to work, it would just be an easier task. Yep.
Yeah, so like this kind of difference, actually, even we didn't expect, like, the Indian system and the system over there, it's news to us actually. And Akarsh and Rahul, would you like to pitch in some points to the same question, like the transition into the professional world?
Okay. I don't know. It was all the same for me. So I was doing some research in masters, but not getting paid a lot. And I'm doing research in my company, but I'm getting decently paid. So, uh, but I would like. I completely agree with what Rayun has said, that we when we studied in undergrad, we didn't have much exposure to what's happening in the world and all. And yeah, we focused on many other things. Uh, like try to focus on your career too. Like start like narrowing down your career, narrowing down your interests right from undergrad. And yeah, I'm just stressing this point once again. Ki, try to do some good projects like outside of your course domain. Try to go to your professors and ask for some good projects. And there are a lot of open source projects too, which you can add to your profile. So all the things that you learn in your courses, like you will be using them in those projects, or you will be learning much more than those in those projects. So it will help you a lot if you're doing higher studies or if you're working in the core fields. Um, yeah.
Okay, okay.
So I do agree with that. So whenever you have an opportunity to do an intern, I suggest you to do an intern under a professor or anywhere you can, so that you get the practical idea of how the system works and what you have to know when you join a job and what you have to expect.
Okay, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So Rahul, uh, you graduated in the year 2020, and that was the time when all COVID came, when all our lives, like, it took some unprecedented turn, and things were no more the same, how the placements used to happen, how everything used to happen. So we would like to know, what all difficulties did you face in that year? Like, how challenging was it?
So I would say, so by the time COVID has happened, we were expecting a very good farewell party, have a decent focus with all my batchmates and all those things. Unfortunately, I don't have any of that, only with my close batchmates and all. So and pretty much we moved on and we started to get habituated to the situation, and then we joined the job. So even till now, I didn't visit my office space. I have been doing work from home right now from the start. So what I can say is that I do miss that office area and the exposure of how I can get when I work in an office. I do listen to my colleagues and who have experience and all those things. I do miss those because of these situations. And yeah, it was a really life-changing experience. I never expected that something like this may happen, because I am a go out guy, and I generally don't like to stay in a place or something like that. And COVID had really started to restrict me stay in my place. So it was really challenging for me mentally. So I now I'm habituated to that because of internet evolution and all those things. Personally, it was challenging. Professionally, yeah, I do think that I have lost that interaction with my colleagues where I can share more knowledge about their personal things and the professional way. That I do miss even now.
That's true. That must be really difficult. So now it's been almost 2 years since you are associated with OYO, and how has been? Do you want to share some of your experiences working as a software engineer at OYO?
Yeah, so actually, by the time I was landed with the job. I didn't actually expect to join the job. So I'm a civil guy. I was really interested in the code, but I love coding as well. So I applied for the job, and somehow I just got the job. So I was expecting to join my PhD. Actually, I had a plan with IIT Madras professor and all those things, but by the time of COVID and all those things, I thought it may better be to stay at home and do a job instead of doing online research and all those things. So I started the job, and yeah, somehow fortunately I started to like it. The task I was handed and the project I was involved in, it was really interesting for me. So I kept moving on with that. So I eventually learned a lot of things from my colleagues and all those things. Because being a non-CS guy, I just knew how to code and very few CS concepts. I started to learn a lot of those. Yeah, that was really life-changing. And to say, I never expected to be a software developer. I was not interested at all. So somehow landed here. It's good as well. I had a very what say bad thought about being a software developer and all. It's fine, but I won't say it would be interesting for all the guys. Sometimes it's really boring, and sometimes you don't have any tasks or any projects to do. But you do have some free time, and yeah, I'm even right now I have my core stuff going on beside. I'm trying to do something with my undergraduate courses and all. Yeah, so I may not be in this field. Moving on, I'm trying to change field.
Okay,
Oh,
so the plan is
so you're planning to do something from your core field, something in civil in the
Yes,
future.
yes, that's what I'm planning. Yeah,
Oh,
one of my friends is right now in London, so yeah, I'm trying to join him over there.
okay.
okay.
That's good.
So, do you like have any advice or suggestions that you would like to give to the student community, and specifically to those people who will be passing out this year very soon?
So what I can say, so those are very precious days. Do have lots of fun, enjoy every moment. Do take a lots of photos. We didn't have that opportunity, I would say. Enjoy, that's what I would say. Enjoy and keep learning whatever you can.
Yeah, sure, we'll do that. And Revant and Akash, you can also add on to this.
Yeah, I really like do miss college for sure. Like after you get to work, even though like you get paid and everything nice, but the you'll definitely like miss your undergrad life because that is where you'll like make most of your friends, like a lot of friends. And after when you go to like when you start working, not everyone will be in the same place, right? Everyone will go to different, and making friends at work, it's good and everything, but sometimes like it doesn't feel the same way as how you make friends in college. So we'll definitely like miss those days where like we all like worked for Visionaire, did some fest, like other stuff, had fun. So yeah, probably even if you go for masters anywhere, you still won't get that feeling. So these are the days. So just have fun.
Is there some fun incident that you recall at this point, like while conducting the fest or anything of that sort?
Akash, you want to pitch it? There's lots of. No, there are a lot of events actually. There are a lot of things, a lot of mishaps, a lot of disputes, a lot of high moments, a lot of adrenaline moments. Yeah, it's difficult to pinpoint some of those, but yeah, have fun in your college days. Try to make some good friends, and mostly these friends stay for your life, if at all everything goes good. And try to manage your time properly. So it's good to have fun and all, but um,
like when there are exams or when there are assignments and all, like the half an hour or the 1 hour that you spend in the whole week, try to spend it wisely. So just try to manage your time. So,
Okay. So, we would also like to take some questions from the audience if there are any. You can raise your hand so that we can give you the mic access. So,
no questions, as usual.
some things never change. Okay, it looks like there are no questions. So it was really wonderful, to hear firsthand about a lot of things. We have spoken about, everything from Visionaire to ACADS to life in general. And is there anything you extra apart from all of this which you would like to convey to all of us over here? Something apart from what we've asked.
Yeah, I actually want to bring one thing. So all the clubs that we form and Alumni Cell, Gymkhana, like even the Visionary Fest, the Alma Fiesta, like I think there's also ESA, right? ESA
Easel,
Fest.
yeah.
Now there's also a sports fest. So all the people who are working for that, you guys are like not getting paid or doing anything. All of you are doing voluntarily, and in the process, you're like learning some things, like having fun and everything. So I like would really like appreciate all of you guys like who are working on conducting such big things. And still, like even though our college is, it's been more than 14 years, but I think still it's considered as a new IIT. But all the efforts that you guys put in every single thing, still like any club or any fest, sports, whatever that is, Visionaire, Alma, Gymkhana. So all the efforts are like really like takes our college like one step higher. So you guys are doing a great like job. So I really appreciate like all of you. So just keep doing.
Yeah, sure. We do enjoy every bit of working on all of these things. Although sometimes it does get challenging, but we always manage it. So, anything else, Akash and Rahul, you would like to add on?
Yeah, I would like to add one thing. So when we were conducting fest, it was like the process was quite random. So we had inputs from the previous years and all, but it was still random. So um, we were like taking decisions on the spot, and we were like doing things on the spot. We were like negotiating things on the spot and all those things. So I don't know how it evolved after us, but I would like to say one thing: try to reduce this randomness and like try to inject or try to try to be more organized. Try to get these things done in a very organized way. Try to introduce some process. So as you guys proceed, like the as the years go by, so there should be some definitive process that should be coming to all these events or something like that. So more organized and more process. So that would help you guys a lot.
Yeah, we are working on that on a daily basis, I guess.
I do agree with Akash on this. So as we said, we started working on the organizing thing, and I hope people take it to next level and more streamline the process of how we conduct the test and all. And other things besides academics. So when I joined the college, there was this motivation like our CG doesn't matter much, but I would like to say if it does matters. Besides that, and also your extracurricular activities. So try to manage your schedule, manage your time, and do give your best wherever you are. That's what I can. And yes, have a good time over there.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so we
Yeah,
thank.
one yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
just one more point that I want to bring. So when we were back in college, we didn't have too many seniors or alumni. so we didn't have much interaction with them. So it was really difficult, like trying to know a few things, like when you're applying for masters or when you're trying to like apply for IIMs or like any jobs or anything as such. So it was really difficult. And I think alumni cell is one place where you can actually like try to like I do like got few questions from some like some of our juniors, but they usually come on LinkedIn or maybe like on direct message they get some number somewhere. But if it's more streamlined, like alumni association is like that's which is on college is like really helpful, where you can like try to connect your current students with the like previous alumni, right? So that I would say that that's like a really like a strong resource for all the students. You should definitely like make use of it. Not just like your immediate seniors. You would probably know your immediate 1 year or 2 year seniors, but there are like people like who are like 5 6 years or 10 years senior to you guys as well. So they're working in some really good companies, or like they started good companies, they're in like manager positions. So if like they'll have really valuable like information, so you can get like their first hand like experience and how they've been through. And if you just directly like ping them on LinkedIn, they may not be responsive. But if it comes through alumni association, then I think it would be like great. So this is not like we guys are just talking to you for this 1 hour and it's done. You guys can always like come back and talk to us. Like you also saw our LinkedIn, right? So these are our names. You can just go contact LinkedIn. And if you feel like LinkedIn is too formal, you can also add on like our social network. But yeah, uh wherever like yeah, it's we do have time. It's not like we are always like 24/7 busy, right? So it would be like we would love to like help out you guys in any way we can, yeah.
Sure, like we will definitely reach out in case we have any queries or anything like that. So so I guess like with that we will conclude. So we thank you from the bottom of our heart, and for taking time out amidst your busy schedules, and giving us an opportunity to have this discussion. We spoke about a lot of things. It was really fun and interesting. So I'm sure the session has been insightful and interesting to all those who have joined us, and hopefully it helps people taking proper decisions which can actually curate their entire career path. So on behalf of the Alumni Association, Team Visioner and the entire student community, we thank you and wish you all the best for your future endeavors.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
It was a good speech. See you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Yeah, bye.